Okay, so we're going to play a little clip of Black Eyed Susie's song, Back to You, and then we'll come back with some of our thoughts.
For the life you'll never know. And as I make my way through the junction line at Highway 69, see me staring out the window, looking for the signs to take me back to you.
There we go. Let's bring me back there. So probably no. Actually, I'm not going to tell you. I was going to say something positive, but that might mar what you're saying. It's your turn. What do you think, Angela? What was your initial thoughts when you were listening to this song?
That song, Black Eyed Susie is a really great band. Very hard to Google people because there's a lot of Black Eyed Susie on the internet there. But if you put Winnipeg next to it, then I find it's a really easier search. But Black Eyed Susie is a really nice band. The lead singer has a beautiful voice. This song in particular is just a perfect example of folk music. So, you know, it's very folky. It tells a really nice story. I think, Mark, you're going to go more in depth with the lyrics, but the story is beautiful. And it's just a really easy listening. I do have one negative thing to say, but it's not about the song. It's about the recording. But this happens with an indie band. They don't have a lot of money to put into really good recordings. And you can hear the scratch on the guitar. And some people, I think, will think that's nice. It's very authentic and very raw. And so it's got a cute factor. But it irritated the heck out of me. So that was my only criticism, but I love the song.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of those that kind of like the hearing the fingers on the strings. There are occasions when it can be overpowering. I didn't find that at all. In fact, I can't say I really noticed, to be honest. So maybe that's part of
really?
It didn't grate on me at all because that was just kind of what I expected. I do folk music is kind of one of my first loves, and then of course the old 50s, 60s rock and roll. So I into folk music, listening to the 70s, 80s. A lot of that stuff was way worse than anything indies put out now.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, you know, people remember those old vinyls from back in the day, and you could hear every mistake. And I mean, people would even speak at the end of the song or the beginning of the song. And that it made it cute. It made it nice to, like, you felt like you were in the room.
Right.
So some people like that. In this particular song, I didn't like it, but this speaks to the way that we listen to music as well. So Mark, just so you understand how I listen to music, I love percussion. So anything that's really percussive and the deeper tones of a song are what I really pick up on. Other people are more into the melody or more into a higher pitched tone. We all have different ears and we all have different experiences in life and different voices in our worlds, and it all matters, who you are and where you come from and how your ears are built in terms of how you listen to music. So for me, it's percussion, and the squeaky was driving me crazy.
Okay. Shalem actually says, squeaky strings, yes, I noticed it, brings a sense of reality to me.
Yeah,
so it's kind of funny. We have kind of three perceptions for the same thing. It was there, and I didn't. So it's kind of funny, one extreme to the other. So for what I really enjoyed about this, I've known Black Eyed Susie. They've been a guest on the Invisible Man show a couple of times, and I was lucky enough for Christine Merrick, who wrote the song, to send me an MP3. So I got my own copy. That's great. And I've listened to it many, many times. For me, this is ridiculously. I found it flawless. So, I was wondering what, if anything, there was negative about this. But I guess I'm drawn by the melodies, by the harmony, and the lyrics. I don't know if I had a chance to read the lyrics in depth, but they are listed on, I think, SoundCloud. I think it is on their website as well.
It's It's on the link that we sent out to everyone
Right,
to look at.
whichever ones that was. And all the links for the music and everything is in the description for the stream. So Facebook, just look up. For YouTube, look down. All the information should be there. So you can, anyhow, so we're looking at the lyrics, and I think this is where I think both of the two songs are going to be in contrast with each other. And I won't say anything about the lyrics song until we get to it. But this one is almost a complete narrative. It's a story, has a beginning, middle, and an end. It pulls you in, just reading it without the music, it pulls you into a story that is kind of distant. You can feel the haze in the memory, but you feel like that there's something real there, and you've got the feel of being on the train lines, on the train tracks, with those memories, and it kind of builds there's real emotions of having missed the person that's gone, and ends on a very positive note that that the memory is always. It's always going to be there, and this is just keeping that person alive in the mind. It's such a beautiful piece, and it stands on its own as a beautiful piece of poetry. You can read this without the music. You can read it out loud. It is, for me, almost a complete work of art. I'm going to ooze, sorry. But it's one of those songs that you should feel yourself crying by the end of it. But it's such a positive feeling that you it's like, that's nice. It's sad, but it's nice and it's warm. It's one of those it's a very well crafted piece of literature, regardless of what I find to be a very intuitive backing. So we've got the double tracked guitars, we've got the bass, you've got the slowly gathering together, and then you get the brushes on the snare, and you feel like there's trains in the distance there. You feel that's going. So I think overall it just comes up. For me, it just comes across as a really, really wonderful piece of art, all by as a whole, let alone in its pieces. There you go.
Yeah,
I'm oozing.
No, I agree with you. Like I said, I listen to music differently. So for me, it's I was seeing sounds in the song more than I was listening to the lyrics. I'm not sure about you, but there weren't any lyrics that hooked me, like repetitious stuff that I would sing along to. That wasn't happening. I was listening to the story, but I was getting carried away by the mood of the music and the way that the music was taking me on this journey. So I don't know that I was listening as carefully to the lyrics as you were. I did read the lyrics, so that's where I understand what you're talking about with poetry. But when I listen to music, I'm listening for the mood of it, how I'm feeling it in my chest. Like I said, any percussion I can get out of it. But I noticed that this song had a lot of depth. It's perfect folk. This is exactly what a folk song should sound like. And it had a lot of depth instrumentally, and like I said, I'm sorry, I can never remember the lead singer's name. What's her name?
Christine. Yeah. Christine Merrick.
Pardon?
Christine Merrick.
Merrick. That's right, Christine Merrick. So Christine Merrick has a beautiful voice. I just love her voice, and I have heard her sing other songs. When you told me that you had chosen a Black Eyed Susie song, I knew exactly who you were talking about because she'd already caught my eye, or my ear rather. And her other songs are well written as well. She's just a good songwriter. So, but like I said, the way that we're listening to it is a little bit different because I'm not getting as caught up in the lyrics and the melody. I'm getting more caught up in just the flow of the song. It flowed really nicely. It was, it took you to a nice place. Like you said, I wasn't crying at the end. No,
you got to just start reading and you realize what it's about. Well, when we're done, I just want to read a little blurb from the YouTube video. Go check that out if you haven't already. But there's a little blurb, little personal notes, which I think is well worth reading once we're done.
Okay, no.
Again, I mean, I didn't read that out early because I think the song should be judged by its own merits rather than the song
Yeah.
should do what does the song achieve is more important than what the song was intended to achieve, right? Those are two different things.
Yeah.
But we can talk about both. Well, so we'll talk. I've already talked about the song there. We got some comments from the book club members in the chats. So Randy Elio, good tune, kind of short. Hopefully means my clip. It's only 20 seconds. It's actually about a 2 or 3 minute song. Anyway, what about 80s classic Canadian rock, Triumph and April Wine?
We are taking requests. If there are any songs, not bands necessarily, but if there's a particular song that you would like to bring forward to the song club, then we will we can do that in future shows. So please do give us your comments. Let us know who you'd like to talk about, what song you'd like to talk about that's really caught your ear. And yeah, we're going to be doing this every week.
Yeah. And we are not going to run out of songs. There are lots of good ones. Okay,
Yeah.
so back to the members. Shalim says the lyrics show that quite a lot of thought has been put into them. They do tell a story. I get a sense of something real, authentic, and yes, works even without the music, poetry. And he goes on to say it embodies some of the best of what folk music is about. Agree with Mark. Well, there you go. I knew that was the reason why I invited you, Shalim.
Mark likes it when you agree with him. That's good.
Sometimes I like it.
You have your friends list. Show your friends.
Yeah. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I like a good argument as well, or a good discussion. But
Well, that's what I'm for.
that's right. Yeah, surprising everyone.